After Wyoming property tax cuts, Republican county leader is dismayed by cuts to services she relies on. Carbon County Commissioner Sue Jones is pictured in Saratoga in October. Jones said she isn't taking a property tax exemption that saved her $380 last year because she is witnessing the kind of cuts that resulted from putting that money back in her pocket. Ostensibly, the property tax cuts are designed to prevent Wyoming residents from having to pay more in annual costs, Jones said, but cutting property taxes has come at the expense of access to services like the library, museum, and senior center in her county. I thought there was no property tax in Wyoming. That's why all the billionaires bought property there. Jones felt there was confusion about what property taxes actually fund after seeing the impact firsthand. She's opting to decline the tax exemption that saved her $380, a small gesture to show that the services her tax dollars support are valuable, she said. I also live in a fire district, in a school district, in a soil conservation district, in the weed and pest district, she said. I have family buried in the cemetery district. I have a local library. I have local senior center. 7 things that my little $380 with everybody else's pays for. I think for those 7 things and my $380, I'm getting a really good deal. Yeah, but the thing is, billionaires don't care about those 7 things. Let's look at this more closely. Fire district. Billionaires don't care. They have their own fire suppression systems usually. School district. They definitely don't care. They send their kids to private schools. Soil conservation. I can't say whether or not billionaires really care about soil conservation. Weed and pest district, again, billionaires have giant ranches that they have hired hands to do all that stuff. Family buried in the cemetery, they don't care about public cemeteries, and they definitely don't care about local libraries. In fact, they're adamantly against local libraries because they don't want people reading and getting smart and realizing what they're up to. Wyoming's tax systems, Jones said, might need a little tweaking now and again, but you don't just cut the legs out from under it. That's pretty much what's happened, and it's a ripple effect. Sue Jones. Republican Sue Jones, who vies to maintain her position as Carbon County Commissioner, is big on improving the region. I would like to finish up some projects, she said, one of which is Courthouse Carbon Building Remodel Project, which is the county's project for the 6th penny. This project is very large and important to the county. I would also like to see the road improvement projects that are being currently prioritized undertaken, finances allow. Yeah, these smaller towns, I live in a small town, small county in Colorado, and they, when they do these projects, they usually have to get them approved. In my county anyway, they have to get them approved through ballot initiative, and, a lot of people don't want to pay extra property taxes to build a new sheriff's jail, and that's one thing in my home county of Grand County, Colorado, that they've been pushing for a few years. They say the jail is too small and whatnot, but it lost on the first ballot measure, I think, and I think it's coming up again. But yeah, these small counties, these people are rural. They don't have tons of extra money. They don't want to pay an extra $1. It's not even that much, but maybe it's usually a percentage, 1%. They don't want to pay extra property tax, especially because a lot of them are ranchers who own, like my friend who's a rancher owns 4,000 acres in Colorado. So if he has to pay an extra $1 per acre, that's $4,000. And although his family is land wealthy and water wealthy and like resource wealthy, they're cash poor because they're in the beef cattle business, which hasn't been good for several decades. I mean, take that for what it is, but